Question: are you lacking storage space in your home or apartment? Let's talk about it. Hi, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How's everybody doing today? I hope that this video finds everybody doing well. We're going to talk a little bit today about storage space or lack thereof. Now, don't get me wrong, there are wonderful places where you could rent space, and that's good. But if you're trying to save a buck or two, or it's a little bit tight for you, or you want to pay down some debt, you really kind of sort of don't want to put money into storage space, or you just need a little bit of extra space and you're not falling into, I really need a serious amount of storage space type thing. Listen, I have discovered something. It just popped in my head, and it's a great way to organize a pantry, if you will. I know it sounds crazy, but it's as simple as this item that I'm going to show you in a picture in a minute. Thanks so much for coming back. I really do appreciate your time. Before we get on to the picture, and it just like hit me, it was like a brainstorm. And this is something anybody can do. And if you could do it, you do it inexpensively. What it basically wanted to say was, in the case of when you're lacking storage space, think outside of the box, if you will. Think beyond shelves. Think beyond building cabinets. Sometimes you don't want to make permanent changes in your house or apartment. Sometimes you just want things to be placed neatly and carefully in a temporary place on the cheap, okay? Because really and truly, organizing and storage, small storage that is, of like little grocery items, for example, that just seems to get on your last nerve, you don't want it to cost you any money. Well, I know I don't. That's because I'm frugal, not cheap, frugal. That's when thinking outside of the box, if you will, comes in handy. And now I'm going to ask you, before I head on over to what I'm going to show you, I'm going to ask you, my smart, frugal viewers, how do you create storage space? Or how have you created storage space? And what methods work? And I'll be back talking about the one item that most of us might have a spare one of, or could get one for a song, let's say at a garage sale or a flea market or what have you. So just keep your mind open, and I'll be right back.
I bet you never thought of that. Or wait, I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Many of you viewing might have thought of that way sooner than me. If you have a spare dresser, drawer, bureau type place like this, if you have a spare, you have 5 or 4 or 3, however yours looks like, if it's a spare one, or you actually can make the spare one by cleaning out the one you have existing that has stuff in there that you really don't use and you should maybe consider removing permanently. You can turn this into an extension of your pantry items. For example, take the top drawer, for example, and store canned goods. Take the next drawer and store, let's say, dry goods like pasta or beans or whatever. This is a wonderful hidden treasure that's probably under your nose and is something, a project you can work on while you have a little bit of spare time on your hands. And you don't have to run out and buy a brand new one like this. No. You can go to, let's say, a thrift store and get one on the cheap. Doesn't have to be fancy schmancy, but isn't this a great way to consider, storing? Now, I'm counting on hearing some of your unusual ways that you could store things, okay? And I would say I give this a thumbs up. In fact, I'm going to show you what I just started to do with my spare stuff. Hang on. Haha, thanks so much for sticking around. I really do appreciate your time. We're talking about unusual ways to store things. When you live in any city, okay, or if you're living anywhere, even not necessarily a city or a room or a small space, but you want to keep some stuff. We're not just, talking about clothing, okay? If you know of someone who's getting rid of, let's say, a chest of drawers, or a couple of end tables. Even end tables work great for storage. Or you could come up with your own unique idea. A friend of mine mentioned that they literally put stuff like spaghetti boxes and things literally like under their bed, which of course, hey, listen, whatever works, if you could find a corner. Because the idea is, you want to like stock up on things, but you don't necessarily want to pay for storage. But right now we're just keeping it on a small scale, and we're talking about things that we are adding to stockpiles. I really have a better respect for stockpiling things these days. At one time I figured, just look ahead for a week or two. And you know what? That's not really the case, because unfortunately, the world has changed somewhat, especially in these last few months, and certain things have become an eye-opener. We just don't know in life in general. Even suppose you're not well yourself, you don't feel good, or you have a power outage, and you want to keep those canned goods available. You may not have the space, but you do have the desire to store those canned goods or whatever. So take advantage fully of what you already have. And by going to the flea markets and the garage sales and finding the best possible, it doesn't have to look beautiful. It's your space. You can make it look beautiful if you're artistic. You could take an old dresser and paint it. You could just, get very creative. If all you need maybe is enough space, extra space inside of an end table. You might have end tables that you have nothing on the inside of that could actually existingly already double as a space saver for you. So do a little investigating in your own home. Clean out the junk that you really don't need. And in fact, by the way, it's a great time to mention that, in fact, and in truth, that tomorrow we're going to do one of those watch Jan clean out her junk drawer type videos. So come back tomorrow for that. But if anybody listening or viewing has a really, really unique idea, like for me, this was like a revelation, like the light bulb went off. And I said, hey, I have to share this idea with my friends such as you guys. So anyway, hope that this video was inspiring some of you out there who thought you didn't have that extra space. And who says you can't keep canned goods in an old dresser drawer that's, that you have a place for in another area? There's no reason for that. You're not here to impress anyone else but yourself. Seriously and truly. And now you can have that space to stock up and to save. There you go. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for listening. Why? Because I really do appreciate whose time, your time. Don't forget to take this day as an opportunity to put a smile on someone else's face, or to make a donation to your local food bank or pantry, or to do some act of charity and kindness. You don't even have to let that other person know that you did it. Imagine that. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to end this with a little bit of music. Take good care now. Come back tomorrow. Watch me clean out a junk drawer. Have a great day.